a screenwriter known for such films as Boogie Nights, Magnolia, and There Will Be Blood. His latest is The Master.
These problems you have?
I don't have any problems. I don't know what I told you, but if you have work for me to do, I can do it.
You seem so familiar to me.
Yeah. What do you do?
I do many, many things. I am a writer, a doctor, a nuclear physicist, a theoretical philosopher. But above all, I am a man. Hopelessly inquisitive man, just like you.
I will follow you. Please welcome Paul Thomas Anderson. I don't even know where to start, so I'm just going to start. I'm an enormous fan of yours, and I'm just going to start on the performance end of it for the actors. Forget about the beautiful writing, the shooting, the cinematography, all the things that you do. The performances you get from the actors that you have, and obviously they're great actors. How do you, as a director, how do you feel like you're able to empower these actors to get the kind of performances you get? I'll leave. I'll just leave. I'll go.
I hire good ones.
Okay.
And
that helps.
And that helps. And I try to do as much as I can in the writing, and then try to listen to them and see how they feel about things. And
do
give
you
them room
stop?
to do it.
Do you, like, in a scene after a take, will you cut, walk out there and be like, "You're supposed to look mad," you know, that kind of thing? Like, is there on set? Do you get maniacal? Do you get, what's your temperament?
Pretty, I don't know. Boy.
You seem angry. You seem like an angry guy.
I try to play it pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a writer, you can get mad at yourself in the room and you can bang your head against the wall. And then when you go to be a director, you kind of got to try to pretend that you didn't do that stuff and be cool and kind of be everybody's boss. So,
what do you complete the writing process in your mind and then become the director, or as you're writing, are you? You know, I find it's very difficult to. The difference between writing for the page and writing for the performance is a very different art form. Do you do that as you're writing, or do you have to transition that?
I don't know. When I write, when it's at its best, when it's going really well, it's just sort of like you blink your eyes and 10 pretty good pages have happened. At its worst is when you're just desperate to try and get the writing going well. But when you get to the set, I just sort of throw the script out the window, and hopefully they remember it and they know it and they've done it well. And
you just throw it out the window? Do you ever tell yourself, the writer, "Hey man, don't sweat this, I'm just gonna ditch it"?
Yeah.
I find for myself with writing, there are times where it's very difficult not to be precious with the words, to remember, to convince yourself, just put it on paper. So much of writing is rewriting.
Right.
And you can really hold yourself back from even putting it out there.
I think that's true. You know, I've written 50 drafts of things, and thank God for, you know, saving everything you write, because you sort of look back at the first thing and you realize you had it right the first time just because it sort of vomited out of you or something like that. But the other thing is that I've found is, you know, unfortunately, sometimes you can write something 50 times and you can make it better.
Right.
So it kind of creates this endless sort of reach for something that keeps you hungry and always guessing, like, how does this stuff work? You know, how does writing work? It's so confusing.
What makes you stop? See, what makes me stop here is it's 6 o'clock. Do you know what I mean? Like, we'll write to the point where, like, hey man, there's an audience out there and they look mad. They've been sitting there for 5 hours. You better get out there and do a show.
Right.
But as a writer of film, how do you stop? How do you not overwrite? How do you not destroy it on the back end?
It's kind of the same thing. I mean, with getting a film together, the clock is not ticking that badly, but basically you sort of say, all right, we're all going to get together in March. So, and that, let's say that's 6 months away. You kind of, as a writer, you got basically like 6 months and the clock is ticking and you got to really get it together. You have to plan that far ahead in advance on film, so.
Right.
but it's like a really slow ticking bomb.
Let's talk catering. Okay, what do you... No, we have a different system here. Once it's done, then you have all the post-production and all those other things that you have to do. Does the selling of it feel like you're making something that you did a long time ago? Does it still feel vital in your mind? Like, how does it in that process?
Oh, God. I mean, yeah, it feels far. You know, I was watching that clip, and I didn't remember what they were going to say. You know, I remembered what Phil was about to say.
I completely understand that.
Yeah, and that's a nice place to get to, actually, where you kind of have enough distance from it. And I don't. Yeah, there's a lot that I don't remember about this film already.
I would love for M. Night Shyamalan to be in one of his own movies and be like, "Oh my God, that guy was dead the whole time! I can't believe that." What I love about what you do too is everything is so, you just feel, you feel the art of it. It's so vivid, you know, and it's maybe it's every choice you make. Is all that preconceived? Like, do you have an idea of each one of those moments, how you wanted to create it?
No, I mean, inevitably you're going to get disappointed, because usually the things that you see in your head when you really are standing in a place with 3 dimensions, they're just going to be different, you know. Right. The light's coming through the window in a different way, or somebody's wearing something different. So you just try to be as open as possible to situations. But at the same time, it can't just be, making a film can't just be this endless search. There's a lot of kind of planning that you have to do, but hopefully you kind of, you can create situations where accidents can happen and things can kind of go wrong. Or
a fertile environment.
Yeah.
Aspirational, but realistic.
There you go.
The Master! It is a beautiful piece of filmmaking. It's in theaters now. Oh, the great Paul Thomas Anderson, ladies and gentlemen.
We're going to go live to space right now. There are some very happy crew members in the International Space Station this morning. So, listen, people may not know that you still get to vote in the election, so I'm sure you're going to vote.
We get it on most every night.
A new Colbert next.